Welcome to another edition of the Game of Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes, and today's presentation is Game 3 of the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Atlanta Hawks Eastern Conference Semifinals matchup. Both teams got a game. The Hawks won Game 1. The Sixers won Game 2 most recently on Tuesday, 118 to 102. They were able to hold Trae Young to 6 of 16 from the floor, 1 of 7 from 3 and Bogdan Bogdanovic 6 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 6 from 3. That really helped the Sixers in terms of defensive outlooks and matchups. And at the same time, Joel Embiid continued his prolific scoring with 40 points, a playoff career high for him. 40 points, 13 rebounds. He was 13 to 25 from the floor, 12 of 16 from the free throw line, which is not the best considering how efficient he is at the line, but nevertheless, he got going in the second half, which really helped the Sixers. And breakout player for the game had to be Shake Milton. Shake Milton swung the game for the Sixers, especially when Atlanta was making a run and trying to steal Game 2, which really would have put Philadelphia in a hole. But Shake Milton again, 14 points in 14 minutes, including 4 threes, which really swung the game the Sixers' way, and they were able to run away with it in the fourth quarter. Here in Game 3, the Hawks have won 13 straight home games, and Trae Young, the ultimate confidence, shoots his first three off a step back. He misses it. Offensive rebound goes to Clint Capella, and the Hawks are able to reset. They get it to Bogdanovic. Bogdanovic trying to work off a screen from Capella. He attacks Embiid at the rim, goes off the top of the backboard, and it drops right in. So the Hawks able to break the seal. They get the first basket of the game. And this Atlanta crowd is in a frenzy. They understand uh, how good their home crowd can be and how effective it can be if the shooting is falling at the same time. So let's see if the Hawks can seize momentum early. They force a 76er turnover, which the Sixers were able to manage at a good clip in Game 2 compared to Game 1. In Game 2, the Sixers only had 8 turnovers, and the Hawks were only able to score 9 points over those 8 turnovers. In contrast, the Hawks had 18 turnovers, and the Sixers got 28 points over those turnovers. So we'll have to pay attention to that and see who's able to manage the ball the best. Bogdanovic at the rim off of a 76ers miss. He's able to roam the baseline, very similar to Steve Nash in his prime with the Phoenix Suns. Worked his way all the way and around the rim, then spun for a fadeaway inside of the paint over the outstretched arms of Danny Green. Atlanta leads 4-0. Ben Simmons, dribble handoff to Danny Green. Danny Green's been struggling in the series. Tried to kick it out to Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid going against John Collins, faces a double team with Capella coming on the help. But Embiid able to refocus, recenter himself in the post. He spins off of Clint Capella and gets a two-hand slam. One thing about Embiid, specifically dealing with a right slight meniscus tear in his right knee, the Sixers have been able to manage it going day to day with the medical treatment. The Sixers say it can't get any worse than what it already is, so they're trying to make sure that he gets his rest while still making sure that he's ready to go on game day. But any Sixer fan, any 76er enthusiast beyond just, semifinals matchup, but wants to see the Sixers go far, they definitely understand that Embiid has to be on the floor and he has to be playing at an optimal level for the Sixers to have any chance at winning anything. Seth Curry, mid-range jumper falls. Seth Curry has been playing exceptionally well in this series, specifically in Game 2. Seth Curry was 8 of 13 from the floor, 5 of 6 from 3, and he was able to get 21 points. His ability to create off the dribble has been a definite asset for this team, considering the shooting that needs to be around Ben Simmons, who doesn't shoot at all. Curry is definitely coming to his own here this season, playing next to his father-in-law, Doc Rivers. He misses a 3 on the left wing. The Sixers couldn't get the offensive rebound, and there's a foul against Danny Green trying to box out Trae Young for the loose ball. Sixers lead by 2, 6-4, 8:55 to play here in the first. This is going to be a series that goes back and forth. Uh, it's a contrast of styles when you have the interior presence of Joel Embiid and the paint work of Ben Simmons versus the shooting of Atlanta. Now, Philadelphia has shooting as well, and Seth Curry, Danny Green, and Tobias Harris, but Philadelphia's shooting is much more streaky than Atlanta's. When you have Bogdanovich, when you have Trey Young, when you have uh, Gallinari, those shooters are consistent and understand how to stretch the floor much better than Philadelphia does. Trey Young trying to get inside. Great defensive coverage by the Sixers in the paint. And they force another turnover for Atlanta. Philadelphia is speeding up Atlanta. One of the things that Trey Young has, especially at a young age, is he plays with good pace. He understands how to manipulate the defense to hit what he wants. And more than anything, he has an ability to uh, run off ambiguous plays. He can either utilize a floater or get inside and set up alley-oops for Clint Capella. With that said, the Sixers again have utilized size. They've utilized Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle being physical against Trey, forcing him to pass out of uh, tough tough defensive matchups. He's been forced to shoot much further than he would like, and I say that respectfully because I know he has a lot of range, but at the same time he's being forced to play above length, and that's forcing others around him to have to make more plays. Trey sets up a cross-court pass for Bogdanovich in the right corner. He knocks in the three. So Bogdanovich has gotten it going. He started game two really bad. He got going late in the second half, but it had been too late at that point. Tobias Harris misses a floater. Rebounded by Clint Capella. He finds Trey Young. Ben Simmons picks him up, but Trey trying to set up a pass for Capella. He initially looked like he was trying to draw a foul. Refs didn't call it. John Collins gets a mid-range jumper from the corner, doesn't fall, rebounded by Embiid. Ben Simmons in the post. Faces a double team, is fouled. He's fouled by Solomon Hill. You look at the skip pass from Trey Young. The skip pass was from the left wing at the three-point line all the way to the deep right side, deep right corner. So look at that pass. It's a thing of beauty. Sixers are 3 of 8 from the floor. Atlanta's 3 of 9 from the floor. Embiid faces contact, doesn't get the call. It's an air ball, but who catches it in the air? In one motion, Ben Simmons catches it with his left hand and slams it home. Sixers up 1. Solomon Hill gets a 3. Good ball rotation, but I don't think Atlanta wanted him shooting that 3. He misses it. Sixers up 1, 8-7. Sixers go back to Embiid in the post. Atlanta sends a double team, and Embiid is fouled by Solomon Hill. So we got our first stoppage in play. Sixers up 1 with the basketball, 8-7. It's 6:33 to play here in the first quarter. This is a Game of Day by Isaiah presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We are in the first quarter of this Game 3 matchup between the Atlanta Hawks and Philadelphia 76ers. Here in Atlanta, the Sixers lead the Hawks 6:33 to go in the first quarter, 8-7. 76ers with the basketball. Tobias Harris trying to get a floater inside off the back rim. Ben Simmons, great basketball play there, able to tip it out to Seth Curry to save that possession. 10 on the shot clock. Sixers a little bit disjointed offensively. Trey Young able to get a steal off Embiid. Embiid slips just a second, but now Matisse Thybulle able to save it with a steal. Great defensive presence there by Matisse Thybulle, but again, another turnover by Joel Embiid in the post, and the Hawks get to running. So right now, the pace is a bit frenetic. It's favoring the Hawks right now. Even though the Sixers are up, the pace is favoring the Hawks style of play. They're getting the ball out of Joel Embiid's hands, and when he does get the ball, he's ultimately being rushed to make a decision. So that in and of itself doesn't favor Atlanta because they want to establish Joel Embiid, get his paint touches, have him put them in foul trouble, especially Clint Capella and John Collins. So right now, the Hawks with the basketball, trailing by 1. Trae Young gets a floater and he is able to get it over the top of Matisse Thybulle. So Hawks up 1. Furkan Korkmaz kicks out to Seth Curry. 3-point shot for Curry, no good. Good box out there for Bogdanovich on Ben Simmons. Clint Capella comes in skying for the rebound. And we got a travel against Bogdanovich. He got caught up trying to set up a pass for John Collins, then thought different and went back to Capella, and in doing so, he shuffled his feet. So it's a travel. When you look at what's been done, especially here in the early parts of this game, again, turnovers playing a huge part in why the Sixers are in trouble. As I say that, the Hawks force another turnover. The Sixers already have 7 turnovers here in the first quarter. Pardon me. That was points in the paint. Okay. The Sixers have 5 turnovers, and the Hawks have 4 points off of those turnovers. But Joel Embiid comes right back and gets a basket. So it's 11-10 right now. Trae Young trying to find Kevin Huerter on a pick and roll. It's stolen by Seth Curry, and then Matisse Thybulle gets the 2-hand slam. So Sixers back up 1, back and forth we go. So although the Sixers are turning over the ball, they're forcing Atlanta into turnovers as well. Atlanta now with 5 turnovers of their own. Trae Young over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter had an exceptional game in Game 3, really trying to keep Atlanta in it while Trae was struggling offensively. Bogdanovich trying to get it to Collins, and it's stolen by Matisse Thybulle again. And John Collins has to foul to prevent the fast break. One thing about Matisse Thybulle, he's one of the best defensive players in the NBA. He plays the passing lanes exceptionally well. He has great instincts. One of the things that gets him in trouble is more so foul trouble. The aggressiveness he plays with sometimes goes against his favor, but the 76ers definitely use him in spurts, and they're trying to develop him into a 3-and-D player. He's taking more threes. He's still a bad shooter, but with confidence, he's starting to knock them down at a higher rate. So Doc Rivers will take any icing on the cake offensively that he can give them, but at the same time, as a shooter, as a defender in the league at a young age, he's still one of the best defensive players in limited time. We got a foul against Atlanta. Clint Capella and Joel Embiid will be going to the free throw line. So now Atlanta's in the penalty. Let's see if these free throws can get Joel Embiid going. First free throw is good, as in Game 2, he shot 12 of 16 from the free throw line. I mentioned the struggles he had early. He started the game 1 of 4 at the free throw line in the first quarter. But after that, he was able to settle in and really get going, which led to his career high in the playoffs with 40 points in a must-win for the Philadelphia 76ers. Embiid misses the second free throw, so he misses it short. So Philadelphia up 2, 13-11. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Danilo Gallinari dribble handoff to Kevin Huerter. Huerter for 3, he misses it off the back rim. Rebounded to Thybulle, he finds Ben Simmons. Simmons over to Seth Curry. Curry working the right baseline. Kicks it to Korkmaz. Korkmaz thought about a 3 with the pump fake. Attacks, trying to finish off the glass. He does. Strong finish for Furkan Korkmaz. Sixers up by 4. 3:33 to play here in the first quarter. Trae Young steps behind the screen and shoots a 30-footer, knocks it down. Ben Simmons to Korkmaz, looking to respond. He is fouled by Huerter. Huerter trying to close out on the shooter, wasn't able to, let Korkmaz land, and then there was body contact towards the midsection. On the Trae Young 3, there was miscommunication between Matisse Thybulle and Ben. One was supposed to fight over the screen of Capella, and the other was supposed to jump up and trap. Both backed up, which gave Trae Young a slither of hope, and he knocked it down from 30 feet. Trae Young 1 of 2 from 3 today, 2 of 4 from the floor, 5 points. In his first playoff appearance this year, Trae uh, in year three, really stepping into his own, developing his name as a superstar in this league. Obviously, with immense talent, there's been a lot of comparisons to Stephen Curry, which is very, very lazy. But again, when you're able to shoot from 40 feet like both are, there's going to be those comparisons. But when you look at what Trey does, especially as a ball handler, he has a lot more responsibilities as a playmaker than Steph Curry does. And in the same breath, obviously Steph Curry's career resume is second to none. And when you look at how Steph gets his shots comparable to Trey, while they both can shoot from 30 feet, Steph moves off the ball at a much higher rate than Trey does. All three free throws made by Korkmaz, Sixers back up four. And we have a foul against Shake Milton. Milton getting an early appearance here in this game. He definitely has earned that. The 14 minutes he played in game two definitely saved the game for the Sixers. But if you look at the first six playoff games of this playoff, he had 48 minutes in those games. He went 4 of 19, 1 of 5 from three. So that one game shifted the whole trajectory of where Shake Milton is right now. And when you look at the bench scoring, Atlanta have been destroying the Sixers in the bench category prior to when Shake Milton got it going in the uh, third quarter of game two. But right now the bench is stepping up for the Sixers as Furkan Korkmaz knocks in another three-point shot. He's already 2 of 2 from the field with 8 points. The Sixers have opened up a 7-point lead with 2:35 to play here in the first quarter. We get a stoppage in play as there was almost a steal. Embiid saved it in the right corner, got it to Korkmaz, pump fake, got Okongwu in the air, late closeout by Kevin Huerter, and Korkmaz stepped into it with confidence and knocked it down. So we got 2:35 to go here in the first. The 76ers have settled in. They've opened up a 7-point lead. It's 21-14 over Atlanta. This is a Game of Day by Zay presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back as the 76ers get a big blow to their depth as Danny Green has injured his calf. He left the game mid first quarter. Coming in for him was Matisse Thybulle. Initial thoughts were it was just a regular substitution and rotation, but he did go to the sideline and get looked at by the medical staff. He went to the locker room and they say he's out with a calf injury. Right now, though, the Sixers bench is stepping up in his absence as Furkan Korkmaz knocks in another three-point shot, which pushed the Sixers up by 8. As we see the dribble handoff from Dwight Howard to George Hill. Great action from George Hill as he was able to turn that corner, then spin back left. Found Korkmaz turning that corner straight up and knocked it down with confidence. So Furkan Korkmaz coming into his own here on the road. And this is what the Sixers will need if they're going to beat this Atlanta team. This Atlanta team definitely has the home court advantage, winning game 1 in Philadelphia. But if the Sixers are able to come in Atlanta, it's still game 3. The Sixers get home court back and take control of the series. As George Hill trying to set up Dwight Howard, Onigo Gunku steals the basketball, and Tony Snell able to pick up the steal, trying to get a basket over the outstretched arms of Dwight Howard. Couldn't finish the layup. So Sixers able to get out and run. Good defense by Atlanta to get back and set up defensively, putting Philadelphia in the half court. And we get a foul against Huerter, pushing George Hill out of bounds on the baseline. You look at the defensive play by Huerter. Huerter just trying to body up. He didn't really have to do that. I think George Hill more so sold it than anything, although there was contact with the right forearm against George Hill going towards the baseline. So George Hill goes to the free throw line. Hill with playoff experience, playing on a number of teams, including Indiana, for a long period of time. He also played with San Antonio, Milwaukee, Cleveland. His most infamous moment goes back to Game 1 uh, with Cleveland in the 2018 NBA Finals, in which he missed the second free throw, which would have given Cleveland the lead. And when he missed that free throw, J.R. Smith got the rebound and forgot time and score. He dribbled out the clock without being aware that the Cavs were tied with the Warriors, and by not being able to get a shot off, the Cavs went into overtime and lost. And that particular game was the one game in which LeBron James scored 50 points in the playoff game. He scored 51. He had 49 in 4 quarters. Only had two in overtime. Right now, George Hill struggling to contribute for the Sixers. He missed both free throws at the free throw line and has come back and turned over the basketball 2 consecutive possessions. Right now, Philadelphia with 7 turnovers. Oganku trying to get a finish inside, and George Hill has contributed in that way. He stripped the basketball of Oganku at the rim. So Philadelphia up by 4. Tobias Harris comes down, gets a mid-range jumper on the right side of the rim. So that mid-range jumper puts the Sixers up by 6 with 31 seconds to go here in the first. Lou Williams into the game for Atlanta. Mid-range jumper for Lou, no good. Rebounded by Dwight Howard. So there's a second differential between shot clock and game clock. Tobias Harris, George Hill, Dwight Howard, Shake Milton, and who's in that right corner? Is that Furkan Korkmaz? Yes, it is Furkan Korkmaz. For Atlanta, you got Lou Williams, Danilo Gallinari, Tony Snell, Ogunku, and Kevin Huerter. Left corner 3 for Shake Milton, rims out, and Dwight Howard gets the putback at the buzzer. The 3-point miss was so good that it went right into Dwight Howard's hands. He was able to go straight up, get the finish before the shot clock ran out. So the Sixers will go into the second quarter up 8, 28-20. The bench scoring for the Sixers stepped up huge as Furkan Korkmaz had 8 points in the first quarter. Two 3-point shots really opened things up for the bench as George Hill, Dwight Howard, and Matisse Thybulle all contributed in their own way. So we'll be back with more. This is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rose. Stay tuned. Welcome back as the 76ers go into the second quarter up 28-20 over the Atlanta Hawks here in Game 3 of this Eastern Conference semifinals matchup. The 76ers set up Dwight Howard at the rim off a pick and roll slam. So Sixers now up by 10, 30-20. Lou Williams looking to respond. He sets up Okongwu at the rim and he slams it home over to Dwight Howard. Great drive and dump off by Lou Williams as he drives right down the lane and dumps it off to Okongwu on the left. Okongwu right in the bread basket, able to go straight up and finish with 2 hands. So it's 30-22. George Hill with the basketball over to Shake Milton. Milton drives and kicks to Korkmaz. 3-point shot for Korkmaz off the back rim. Dwight Howard mistimed his jumps. Okongwu is there for the rebound. Lou Williams, crossover dribble, right to left. Step back, fadeaway jumper, fading to that corner. He knocks it down. So it's a 2-possession game now. Atlanta's starting to make a run. This crowd needs anything they can get to try to get behind this Hawks team. This young Hawks team feeds off of the energy. Milton over to Tobias Harris. Harris, jab step, attacks Gallinari at the rim, takes the contact from Okongwu. Doesn't get the call, but still finishes the basket. So Tobias Harris aggressive here early. Hawks trying to keep pace with Philadelphia. It's 32-24. Bogdanovich at the rim over Dwight. Dwight couldn't get the block. So Bogdanovich finishes. It's a 6-point game. Shake Milton over to Tobias. Tobias. Skip pass over to George Hill in the left corner. Back to Shake Milton at the top of the key. 8 on the shot clock. Milton going off the dribble. Step back. Thought about a jumper. He has to get a shot up. He goes to Hill. Hill with the floater. Can't get the finish. Offensive rebound, Tobias Harris. Up to the top, Dwight Howard takes the contact, and he finishes. Big-time finish for Dwight Howard, who's actually from Atlanta, one of the prep to pros players back in the mid-2000s. He established a Hall of Fame career in Orlando. Since his time in Orlando, he's become quite a journeyman. I've said this on a number of broadcasting Sixers games. But again, Dwight Howard's recent stint with the Los Angeles Lakers, which uh, proved to be fruitful in him getting an NBA championship, him establishing his role with the Lakers helped transition him in the role that he has now with Philadelphia. A spark plug off the bench, bringing energy, especially in the paint, being a presence defensively, being an irritant defensively, and finishing anything around the rim. He's very comfortable in that role. And right now, the Sixers are up 8 as Dwight misses the free throw, but he gets Kevin Herter in foul trouble. Herter now with 3 fouls, he has to go to the bench. Danilo Gallinari knocks in the mid-range jumper, trying to keep Atlanta in it. 9:15 to go here in the first half. Look at the bench scoring. Philadelphia now with 23 points off of the bench compared to Atlanta's 12. Dwight Howard just got a floater set up from Tobias Harris to put the Sixers up 8. Lou Williams comes right back though, the quintessential bucket getter, able to get a layup. George Hill looking to attack. He's fouled by Trae Young. So 76ers ball movement working to their advantage right now. This is a well-balanced lineup on the floor here. You got George Hill as a playmaker. You have Tobias Harris. You have Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons just came into the game, but you had Dwight Howard. You have Shake Milton and Furkan Korkmaz. It is a much more balanced lineup with bench and starters versus what we saw in Game 1. Shake Milton with a floater as he's able to attack. So Philadelphia up by 8, 38-30. Trae Young trying to set up the offense. He gets it to John Collins. Miscommunication between Collins and Lou Williams. Lou Williams thought that Collins would be going to the corner, and John Collins thought that Lou Williams would be coming up to catch the dribble handoff. It's a turnover, so 76ers get the basketball. Shake Milton takes a screen from Dwight. Three-pointer for Shake Milton, knocks it down. So I mentioned the three-pointer from Shake Milton to close out that third quarter going into the fourth of Game 2. And here tonight in Atlanta, he's continuing his hot streak. Sixers up 11, 41-30, as Shake Milton just knocked in a big-time three-pointer to put the Sixers up 11. 8:19 to go here in the first half. 76ers are rolling. Welcome back as the Philadelphia 76ers lead the Hawks 41-30. Out of that timeout, Trae Young draws a foul on Tobias Harris. He tried to go into the shooting motion. The ref said he was on the floor, so it'll be sideline out of bounds. 8:06 to go. John Collins steps into a three setup by Trae Young. Couldn't get the finish. Bogdanovich is there for the offensive rebound, and the 76ers fell asleep there, and he's able to get the finish. So it's a 9-point game, 41-32. Milton, jab step over to Tobias Harris. Bogdanovich tonight, 5 of 7 from the floor, 11 points. Korkmaz misses a floater. Rebounded by Tobias Harris, mid-range jumper from that left side of the rim. The right side of the rim. He knocks it down, so Sixers back up 11. Ben Simmons guarding Trae Young. Trae able to work the mismatch against Tobias Harris. He takes the screen from Gallinari, gets Tobias one-on-one, and attacks the paint with the floater. 3 of 5 from the floor for Trae Young. Shake Milton over to Tobias. Tobias one-on-one with Solomon Hill. Thought about a fadeaway. Takes the fadeaway. He misses it short. Rebounded by Gallinari. He finds Trae Young. 43-34. Hawks running and sets up an alley-oop for John Collins. Great pass there for Trae Young to Collins. It's a 7-point game, 43-36. Timeout Philadelphia with 6:48 to go. There's momentum shifting in Atlanta. We'll be back with more to see how it turns out. This is the Game of the Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Great alley-oop setup from Trae Young to John Collins. Welcome back as the 76ers got their lead up to as many as 11. 4 quick points for the Hawks, cut it down to 7. Doc Rivers called the timeout. Seth Curry comes out of that timeout and knocks in a huge three-pointer to give the Sixers some breathing room. Good setup there from Ben Simmons out of the post. Sixers 4 of 8 from 3. Atlanta's 2 of 7. Ben Simmons again guarding Trae Young. Ben getting caught up in the screen. Trae has to go to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich 5 of 7 from the floor. Makes it 6 out of 8. Big three-point shot from the left wing. Knocks it down. Bogdanovich 14 points tonight. He's really been the only consistent scorer right now for Atlanta. Simmons again in the post. This time goes to Tobias Harris for the same action. Doesn't take the three, instead takes the floater and knocks it down. So it's a 9-point game. 76ers utilizing Ben Simmons out of the post to set up his teammates. The Sixers here in this quarter are 9 of 12, while Atlanta's 9 of 10. So it's very efficient here in the second quarter. Bogdanovich for 3. He misses it. Good close out there by Seth Curry. Big rebound by Shake Milton in traffic. Ben Simmons over to Embiid. Embiid thought about a 3. Skip pass to Seth Curry. Left corner 3. Rims out. Rebounded by Ben Simmons. Can't get the rebound good. Deflection by Solomon Hill to get it out of Ben Simmons' hands. Bogdanovich guarded by Seth Curry. Thought about taking the screen. Instead clears out. Looks to go to the left wing. Goes back to John Collins. Collins going down the lane against Embiid. Able to get it off the rim and score. So Collins getting it going offensively. He struggled in game 2 only with 8 points and he fouled out. But now, very, very comfortable here at home, finding his way down the lane. It's a 7-point game. Hawks trail 48-41. Joel Embiid in the paint against Capella. He's fouled. He wants to go up for 2. Refs say it'll be sideline out of bounds. 4:40 to go here in the first half. We look at Embiid, who definitely went to work against Clint Capella. We look at Embiid driving left. They said the foul was on the floor. Tobias Harris in the paint takes contact against Solomon Hill. No call, but still able to get the finish inside. So the Sixers are up 9. Tobias Harris 6 of 9 from the floor, 12 points, and Trae Young attacks Joel Embiid. A very similar play to what we saw with Embiid on the previous play. Refs don't give Joel Embiid the shooting foul, but they'll give Trae Young the shooting foul here. Now we see Tobias Harris moving a bit gingerly. He's telling Doc Rivers and the staff he's good. Trae Young misses a free throw. He rarely misses free throws. He shot 8 of 9 at the free throw line in game 2. So the story in this game is bench scoring. For the Sixers, they had come into game 3 at a detriment off of the bench, especially when you look at the shooting that the Hawks possess, especially off the bench. But tonight, they've gotten so many points off the bench. They got 8 points from Dwight Howard, 4 points from Matisse Thybulle, 5 points from Shake Milton, and 11 points for Furkan Korkmaz. That's 28 points off the bench so far. Ben Simmons looking to drive baseline. Find Seth Curry. Can Seth Curry get the shot off? He does, but it doesn't hit the rim. So that's a 24-second violation. Great defense there by the Hawks to get Ben Simmons caught up on the baseline. He initially wanted to go up for the score, had to kick it out, and Seth wasn't quite ready to get the shot up. But we look at the first half bench scoring, as I mentioned. In game 1 and 2, it was 5. Tonight, the 76ers have 28 points off the bench in the first half. And that's really been the difference here tonight. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Bogdanovich skip pass over to Solomon Hill on the left side. Solomon Hill is fouled by Joel Embiid. Embiid clearly protesting the call. He can't believe it. It was body contact, though. The unfortunate thing, though, is that it's 4.4 seconds on the shot clock. If you're Philadelphia, you live with the results if Solomon Hill makes this shot. He's trying to finish it. He's trying to finish a right-hand scoop under Joel Embiid. Definitely some contact there, but you know what they say? The ball doesn't lie. Hill misses the first free throw. So it's a 8-point game right now. Embiid 1 of 2 from the floor, 3 points. He's played 13 minutes. He has 3 rebounds and 3 assists. But again, the bench scoring for the Sixers has definitely come up huge here. As Hill goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line, it's a 7-point game, 50-43. Embiid guarded by Capella. He takes the double team, skip pass over to Seth Curry. In the post, Ben Simmons going against Bogdanovich. Simmons kicks out to Maxey. 5 on the shot clock, mid-range jumper for Maxey is good. Big time basket for Tyrese Maxey, who's come up huge over the last couple of weeks for the Sixers. He's actually the reason why Shake Milton got out of the rotation for Philadelphia. And Maxey really, as a rookie, hasn't shown any fear. He's taken shots. He's really been a player that can create his own shot, especially in the second unit. But again, Shake Milton came up huge for the Sixers in game 2. And since then, we look at Doc Rivers using both guards, which will be a benefit for Philadelphia as this series goes on. And we get a foul called against Solomon Hill as the initial pass to Matisse Thybulle was fumbled just a bit, and B got it, spun off with a fadeaway, took contact from Solomon Hill, and there will be a foul. Solomon Hill was standing stationary, but he was under Joel Embiid, and the contact was there as Embiid faded away. So the first free throw was good. Sixers up 8, 53-55. This may be an area where Embiid can get going and really settle down. The free throw line has always been a place of comfort for Embiid, specifically as a big man. It's always good to see a big man knock down his free throws. But what it does for him is it gets the ball in the basket that allows him to get a rhythm. And for Philadelphia, it establishes their half-court defense. Being a great free throw shooter is big. Again, the physicality that you're always going to have as a big, it allows you to put defenses in foul trouble, which Embiid always does, very constant. Trae Young trying to establish the paint, got caught in the air just a bit, trying to establish the pass, but then got Matisse Thybulle in the air, fell for the pump fake, and Trae Young picked up the foul. And that's what I was talking about with Thybulle. As great of a defender as he is, he gets put in foul trouble a lot. Being very young, being very aggressive, he tends to overplay. He falls for a lot of pump fakes. And if you're Trae Young, that's in your warehouse. It allows for you as a player. He only has 6 shots, but he already has 11 points. He's put, again, Matisse Thybulle in foul trouble. Now Matisse has to go to the bench. And for Atlanta, you definitely want to free things up for Trae if you're going to have a shot at winning this game. He makes both free throws. Philadelphia up 7, 54-47, 2:34 to play here in the first half. The 76ers have played a dream first half. They've been able to get their bench going. They've been knocking down the 3. And although Embiid hasn't gotten it going offensively, they still have been able to score. On cue, though, Joel Embiid knocks in a 3 to put Philadelphia up 10, 2:16 to go. Great setup. The 76ers didn't know where that alley-oop was going. It could have been Capella. Instead, it was John Collins. John Collins caught it with the right hand, finished it strong. So Atlanta, trailing by 8, looking to get those momentum plays to get it back into their favor. Tobias Harris kicks to Tyrese Maxey in the right corner. Couldn't quite get the shot, but the offensive rebound was snagged out of the air by Ben Simmons. And Simmons was trying to kick it out to the perimeter, but it ended up being stolen. So Atlanta trailing by 8, 1:35 to play. Trae Young with the basketball draws contact against Ben Simmons. Those are the type of calls that Simmons is talking about when you have Trae stopping on a dime. There's but so much you can do defensively if you, as a player, are just moving straight. Once you move straight and the player in front of you just stops, if they stop on a dime, the momentum that you possess trying to pursue them is now to your detriment, because once you make contact, the refs have to make the call. And the thing about it is, unfortunately, Trae wasn't even shooting. But now The Sixers are in the penalty with their second foul in the last 2 minutes. So now, um, for Doc Rivers, he has to definitely be conscious of the foul trouble with his perimeter players. Matisse Thybulle already on the bench. You're down Danny Green with a calf injury, who's been utilized defensively, although he struggled against Trae Young. You want to utilize him as a look to throw at Trae Young if necessary. So when you look at that, and now the foul trouble is what it is, um, as this game starts to shift towards Atlanta, you you have to worry about the depth for the 76ers. Turnover for the Sixers, 57-51, 121 to go. Although the Sixers have been ahead for the majority of this halves, the Hawks are turning that corner. Mid-range floater for Trae Young is no good. Rebounded by Ben Simmons. Simmons trying to push the pace, gets at the rim. The right-handed finish set up by the Euro is good by Ben Simmons. So the Sixers up by 8. Great defense by Simmons to stop Trae Young in his path. Simmons trying to go against Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, kicks it to Collins. Collins steps into a three. He misses it off the back rim. Sixers trying to get the rebound, and there'll be a foul. So Philadelphia in the penalty, that foul will go against them. We look at this Ben Simmons rebound. He takes it coast to coast, goes right at Gallinari. Euro steps around him and finishes with the right hand going off of the right leg. That's definitely not conventional. They always tell you when you go up off the left leg, you finish with the right hand. So he's able to finish that, put Philadelphia up 8. Bogdanovich was able to draw the foul on Maxey, and Bogdanovich goes to the free throw line. He misses the first, so 76ers still up 8. 49.3 seconds to go. The Sixers went into this second quarter up 8, 28-20. Now they're up 7 as Bogdanovich makes the second. 59-52. Simmons to Maxey. Over to Tobias Harris. Harris guarded by Tony Snell. Looking for Embiid. Embiid takes a double team. Finds Ben Simmons at the rim. He misses the layup. Tough miss there if you're the Sixers. That's the ideal matchup you want to see. Trae Young misses the one-leg fadeaway, but John Collins is there for the putback. So now Atlanta trails by 5. 24 seconds left in the half. There's a 6-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Joel Embiid at the top of the key. Looking for Maxey. 12 seconds. Maxey goes to Embiid. Embiid thought about a 3. Attacks. Takes contact. Tony Snell fouls him. So Embiid will go to the free throw line. Embiid tonight not really getting enough shots. The Hawks have really attacked him with double teams. He's only gotten 3 shots tonight. He's 1 of 1 from the 3. 3 or 4 from the free throw line, 8 points. He's going to the free throw line looking to get into double figures. In this series, he's averaging 39.5 points per game. First free throw is good. Embiid, 39 in game 1, 40 in game 2. He's really been dominant despite dealing with that right meniscus tear, but nevertheless, the Sixers still utilizing him in a lot of action. He's not really changed the way that he plays. They definitely paid attention to him whenever he's grimacing, but at the same time, he understands that this is a championship window and he has to gut it out. 5 seconds on the clock. Trae Young crosses half court. He splits defenders at the rim, gets the layup with 0.4 of a second. So it's a 5-point game. Embiid over to Maxey. Maxey at the half cannot get the 3 to fall, but the Sixers will go into the second half up 5, 61-56. The Sixers got great bench contributions all the way around. They got great 3-point shooting. When you look at what the Sixers have been able to do specifically with how they've been able to score without Joel Embiid, that goes to show you how effective this team has been here in the first half. Again, Furkan Korkmaz playing exceptionally well off the bench with 11 points, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Tobias Harris had a solid first half, 6 of 10, had 12 points. Joel Embiid at the free throw line, 5 of 6, pushed his points to 10. Steph Curry with 5 And then you also look at the contributions of Dwight Howard off the bench as well. 4 from the floor, 8 points. For Atlanta, they're keeping pace with Philadelphia. Bogdanovich with 15 points, 6 of 9 from the floor, 2 of 4 from three. Trae Young got it going offensively, especially at the free throw line, 5 of 6 from the floor. The 76ers have denied him shooting 3-point shots, but he's still been able to attack the paint and set up others. He has 4 assists. Supporting him, I mentioned Bogdanovich, but Danilo Gallinari, 2 of 2 from the floor, 6 points. John Collins, 8 points, 4 of 7 from the floor. And then you've also gotten great defensive contributions from Solomon Hill and Tony Snell as well in limited time. So we'll be back with more, as this is a Game of Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Sixers up 5, 61-56 in Game 3 of this Eastern Conference semifinal. Stay tuned for more. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Peace. Welcome back as the 76ers lead Atlanta 61-56. The story of this first half, at least for the Sixers shooting 57%, is that they got 30 points off of the bench in the first half, which helped the Sixers, especially with Joel Embiid not being as prolific as we're used to seeing in the first 2 games. And a lineup adjustment as Danny Green is out for the game with a calf injury. Furkan Korkmaz starts the second half. On the floor for the Sixers, Korkmaz, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Seth Curry, Tobias Harris. Sixers trying to establish Embiid in the post. He takes a double team. Fadeaway jumper for Embiid, good. So Embiid attacking the double team. He has to get aggressive if the Sixers want to finish this game. The Sixers led for the majority of the game. They were up by as many as 11. But again, this defensive unit for Philadelphia, and we got a foul against Joel Embiid. I don't understand how that's a foul against Embiid. So we look at the alley-oop setup for Joel. I don't know how this is a foul against Joel Embiid. The Sixers will not challenge, although, again, it's too early in the half to challenge, but that's a tough call against Embiid. He now has 3 personal fouls. John Collins attacking Embiid. Embiid couldn't quite contest the way he wanted to. Collins able to finish the layup, so it's back to a 5-point game. Collins tonight 5 of 8 from the floor. He's already scored more in this game than he scored all of Game 2, with 8 in Game 2. Joel Embiid able to set up an alley-oop for Ben Simmons. Simmons guarded by Tony Snell. Snell trying to front. Embiid went over the top. Ben was able to catch it, finished with the right hand going towards his left, and finished it off the glass. A delayed game warning for the Sixers as Simmons touched the ball as it was coming out of the rim. Good closeout by Seth Curry on Bogdanovich to prevent the 3, but Bogdanovich is hot tonight, able to attack with the floater nevertheless. So it's a back and forth we go. It's a 5-point game. Bogdanovich with 17.7 of 10 from the floor. Furkan Korkmaz, pick and roll with Embiid. In the post, Ben Simmons guarded by Collins. Skip pass over to Seth Curry. 3-point shot from that right corner is good. Ben Simmons working out of the post beautifully tonight. He set up a number of 3-point shots for the Sixers. And with the post play of Ben Simmons being 6'10", he can see over the top of any defender. Embiid looking to set up Tobias Harris in the post. He gets a dribble handoff with Harris. Embiid in the post. Takes a double team from Trae Young and Capella. Takes contact, and we got a foul. So that foul is against Trae Young. Embiid will go to the free throw line. The foul actually occurred with 4.7 seconds left. Trae Young actually fouled Embiid 3 times on this possession before the refs called anything. But again, Sixers will take it. 9:46 to go here in the third. Embiid trying to get it going offensively. First free throw as good as he tried to will that free throw in. We saw the double team come from Trae. It came really quickly. Embiid makes both free throws, so he's up to 8 free throws here tonight. Joel with 14 points, Trae Young with 16. Bogdanovich guarded by Seth Curry. Trae Young looking to go off the screen, gets a steal, and we got a foul against Tony Snell as Ben Simmons was out on the run. They might have to check to see if this is clear path because that deflection by Ben was able to get out there and run. They won't say it's a clear path. So 10-point game. Sixers get the turnover. Ben Simmons trying to get into the post, guarded by John Collins. Simmons working baseline, takes contact, able to finish with the reverse. So Ben Simmons getting aggressive here in the second half. Trae Young, guarded by Simmons, goes to Tony Snell. They get it back to Bogdanovich, guarded by Seth Curry. Bogdanovich misses short, rebounded by Embiid. Embiid goes to Tobias Harris. So the Sixers starting to open up their largest lead of the game. They're up 12. Attacking the paint is Ben Simmons. Couldn't finish the layup, but he's fouled. So we're seeing Ben Simmons moving off of the basketball a lot more here in this Doc Rivers offense. He has multiple ball handlers and shooters. Yes, Ben is the point guard. Ben is the primary decision maker on this team. But at the same time, because of his lack of shooting, you want to be able to have the ball handlers that will allow him to move around the rim and utilize him being 6'10" with the wingspan that he has. Most recently here in the second half, they utilize him in the post. He's attacking, getting alley-oops. He's finishing at the rim with aggressiveness, and he's always going to be a pass-first player. So if you play off of his ability to pass, you can get shots for others. The one area that he's always going to struggle, that he's always been struggling at, is the free throw line. Yes, he got fouled, but he missed both free throws. So tonight, Simmons, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Trae Young for 3. He misses it short. You see Joel Embiid laboring just a bit. He's staying in the game, staying aggressive. He looked called for the basketball. Seth Curry, great move off the dribble. Worked his way left, then spun, then went back right behind the dribble. Floater off the glass, basket is good. So the Sixers up 14, 8:19 to go. Here in game 3, the Sixers trying to steal home court advantage back from the Hawks. The Hawks went into Philadelphia in game 1, stole it, won 128 to 124. The Sixers came back in game 2, won 118 to 102, and now we're here on the road where the Sixers have an opportunity to steal game 3. They've been playing really, really well. They've been able to dominate defensively, get out and run, knock down some key three-point shots to stretch the lead, but at the same time, they're being very aggressive defensively, and here we are. So it's a 14-point game. Sixers lead 74-60. Stay tuned for more. This is the Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Welcome back. 76ers up by 14, 74-60, 8:04 to play. Trae Young actually draws a foul against Seth Curry. He wanted it in the shooting motion. Refs say it happened on the floor, which favors Philadelphia because Trae, in terms of how he draws fouls, can be a bit irritating. Nevertheless, though, 76ers staying disciplined. They understand the challenges of going against a Trae Young. And the discipline defensively forces initially it looked like a Hawks turnover, but it'll stay with the Hawks. 1.9 to go. Solid defense by Furkan Korkmaz against Kevin Huerter to force the deflection. So the 76ers again have to play defense for 2 seconds as Bogdanovich gets a fadeaway. The Sixers can't get the rebound, and the possession will stay with the Hawks. Tough break there because you play great defense, but the defensive possession isn't official until you get the rebound. So 14 on the clock, Hawks basketball to get the reset. Kevin Huerter for 3, misses it off the right corner. Clint Capella tried to go over the top for the tip-in, but it went straight to Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons at the rim, 2-hand slam. Big slam for Ben Simmons again being very aggressive here in this third quarter. Sixers up 16, 76 to 60. Bogdanovich looking to attack Seth Curry. He draws a foul. He'll be going to the free throw line for two. We look at Ben Simmons coming straight down the court. John Collins lost sight of Simmons just for a second. He turned his head. Simmons attacked right away with the two-hand slam. 7:24 to play. The Hawks, with the home court advantage, they went into Philly and stole a game. Obviously, you got the crowd behind you. You want to have the energy. The Sixers came in right away and zapped the energy of the building. There's been a couple of runs where the Hawks have drawn close. They gotten into within 5 a couple of times and really pushed the Sixers. But every time the Hawks made any run, the Sixers have responded, knocking down key three-pointers. They've been able to get to the line. Right now, here in this third quarter, they're 6 of 6, while the Hawks are 2 of 8. Simmons in the post against Gallinari. Set it up, Joel Embiid for the two-hand slam. And that knee for Joel Embiid, not an issue right now. He's still aggressive. He came down gingerly on his left ankle, might have tweaked it, but he's staying in the game, still being aggressive. 4 or 5 from the floor for Embiid. Trae Young just corralled by Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons. He gets it to Kevin Huerter. Huerter has to go to Gallinari. 8 on the shot clock. Simmons is called for the foul. As the foul happened on the floor, possession will stay with the Hawks. Sideline out of bounds. Sixers up 16. We look at Ben Simmons out of the post once again. Throws a great alley-oop to Joel Embiid over the top. And that is the beauty of Ben Simmons' game. I know a lot of people always like to concentrate on the shooting, and hey, that's a flaw he can't really overcome right now. But his passing, his ability to find others, his size and attack mode, setting up his teammates, that can't go unnoticed as well. And now that he's a premier defensive player in this game, the value that he has overextends beyond just the stat sheet and scoring. Right now, the Sixers are up by 18, 80 to 62. We have 6:41 to go here in the third quarter. So stay tuned for more, as this is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back. 6:40 to go here in the third quarter. 76ers up 18. Sixers are on a 15-2 run over the last 4 minutes. Ben Simmons has been the catalyst for all of this, making defensive plays, setting up others out of the post. Joel Embiid's been more aggressive here in the second half. Looking at what the Hawks have been able to do in this series, they've been able to find easy opportunities for Capella, John Collins, and others off of Trae Young's ability to create. Right now, the Sixers are suffocating Trae Young defensively, and the Sixers have just been able to attack. Furkan Korkmaz has been amazing for the Sixers off of the bench. He's definitely had to step up with Danny Green being out with a calf injury. He suffered that injury in the middle part of that first quarter and has not returned. Doc Rivers has tapped into his bench. That first half, they scored 30 points off of the bench, and they haven't looked back since. When you look at what this Sixers team has been able to do on the road here, this win would take back home court advantage. There's a clock malfunction. They have to adjust the clock. 6:06 to play. But yes, if the Sixers win this game, they take back home court advantage. The home court advantage that they fought valiantly to secure in this season with this tough young Atlanta Hawks team. The style in which they play very fast. They need the crowd's energy. The Sixers, as I said prior, zapped the Hawks of that energy. They got the crowd out of it. Now the crowd trying to get the Hawks energized. Korkmaz trying to go downhill, finds Embiid. Fadeaway jumper for Embiid off the back rim. Clint Capella's there for the rebound. Almost stolen by Ben Simmons. Kevin Huerter is there to save the basketball. Huerter trying to get to the rim. Goes right at Embiid. Blocked by Embiid. Capella couldn't get the finish, but he kicks it out to Huerter. And that might have worked better in their favor despite that miss, that block shot. He's able to get the assist to Huerter. So the Hawks tonight, 4-14 from 3. Ben Simmons looking to go to Embiid. Instead, turns the corner. Floater inside. and he knocks it home. Good floater there for Ben Simmons. So Simmons tonight, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. Herter looking to go at Embiid. He has Korkmaz on him. Fadeaway jumper for Herter. He can't finish. Rebounded by Tobias Harris. Harris looking to get it past half court. Over to Ben. Ben guarded by Gallinari, and Gallinari fouls him. So Ben Simmons starting to feel himself. This is the confidence that Doc Rivers definitely wants to see permeate through Ben Simmons the entire season, not just in spurts. This is the type of play that he has to play with if this team wants to go to the next level. Obviously, the championship expectations are always going to be on the shoulders of Joel Embiid, but at the same time, if Ben Simmons is able to be dynamic and challenge defenses from an offensive standpoint, then that adds a caveat to the Sixers team that no one ever expected. 6 of 9 from the floor, still struggling from that free throw line. He definitely has to get better with that, especially when teams are going to hack a Ben over long stretches of time. He went 1 of 2 at the free throw line here. We have to be conscious of that if the Hawks want to get back into this game at the middle part of this fourth quarter. They might try to go to that if they want to try to steal possessions. Gallinari thought about a 3. Great closeout by Matisse Thybulle. Gallinari still able to get the shot off despite the initial deflection by Matisse Thybulle. Thybulle got out of the way to prevent the foul, but still made it an off-balance shot. He was able to knock it down. Korkmaz takes a straightaway 3. He misses it. It's a 16-point game, 4:24 to go. If the Hawks want to make a run, now's the time to start. Trae Young looking to attack. Alley-oop set up for Capella. He misses it off the back rim. Seth Curry gets the rebound, gets it to Ben Simmons at the rim. Layup no good, but he's fouled. So if you're Atlanta, this isn't necessarily a bad thing because Simmons is such a bad free throw shooter. You would have rather see Simmons make that so at least the Sixers would get 2 points. But we look at the missed dunk setup from Trae Young. Trae Young found Capella. Capella missed the dunk. Simmons at the free throw line makes the first. So that works. But you want to see him go 2 of 2 instead of 1 of 2 if you're Doc Rivers. 4:12 to go. The Hawks trail by 17. This home crowd trying to get behind them. Second free throw bounces around and in. So the Sixers get 2 points out of that. They're up 18. 4:11 to go here in the third quarter. Simmons with 15 points in the game, 11 here in the third quarter. Bogdanovich looking to kick out to Trae. Good closeout by Ben Simmons. Bogdanovich gets the ball back, steps into the 3. Sixers can't get the rebound. Capella going at Embiid. Great footwork inside as he initially faked right, went back left, was able to get the finish over Embiid. Embiid didn't want to get the foul. He has 3 personal fouls. Capella tonight, though, 13 rebounds, just 2 of 7 from the floor, 4 points. Simmons at the rim, off the glass, can't get the finish. Sixers almost got the offensive rebound, and there's a foul against Simmons. 3:30 to go here in the third. Sixers up 16. But again, I mentioned this earlier, Doc Rivers has to be conscious of the foul trouble to his perimeter players, specifically with Doc Rivers being out. Matisse Thybulle's been in foul trouble. Now Ben Simmons, let's check his fouls because, again, with Joel Embiid with 3 fouls, you can't be as aggressive. Simmons now with 3 fouls. So the Sixers have Seth Curry with 3 fouls, Ben Simmons with 3 fouls, Joel Embiid has 3 fouls. Well, they're saying Joel has 2 fouls. Joel had 3, but he has 2, and Matisse Thybulle has 3. So you have 3 Sixers with 3 fouls. With 3:30 left to go in the third quarter, you got to be conscious of that. You want to sustain a big lead, a comfortable lead, so that the fourth quarter is only cosmetic. You don't want to see anything get too tight, especially with the injuries that the Sixers have and the players that are banged up. You want to see them finish the game strong so that they can get some rest in preparation for Game 4. Embiid over to Matisse Thybulle, right corner 3, knocks it down. Tough shot for Matisse Thybulle, who the Hawks want to see take threes. If he's knocking it down, then you're in trouble because that allows for him to stay on the floor much longer. Floater set up from Trae Young. He was able to get around Ben Simmons off of the screen and got just enough daylight to get that floater in there. So it was 88 to 73. Ben Simmons in the post. He's gotten a number of assists out of the post. Korkmaz trying to find Embiid. Double team set up by the Hawks. Gallinari and Capella. Skip pass from Embiid over to Seth Curry. Good defense there by Kevin Huerter to play that passing lane and jump just in time as Seth Curry was trying to step into a three. So we got a timeout on the floor by the Sixers, 88 to 73. Sixers lead with 2:45 to go in the third quarter. 4 seconds on the shot clock. So we'll be back with more. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. This is a Game of Day by Zay. Stay tuned. Out of that Sixers timeout with 4 on the shot clock, George Hill got a floater at the rim. Wasn't able to get it to fall. Trae Young is on the bench for the Hawks. 2:28 to go here in the third. Hawks trail by 15. Can they make a quick run to make the Sixers think about it down the stretch? Solomon Hill misses a floater at the rim. Good contest there by George Hill. Joel Embiid had the rebound, but he was fouled by Clint Capella. So this would give Embiid a chance to go to the free throw line and put points on the board, create that separation needed to give the Sixers starters some rest going into the fourth. The Sixers bench made a huge dent in this game to start the first half. I mentioned that 30 points that they got in the first half really helped the Sixers get some separation. At the same time, though, the rotation has been shifted with Danny Green being out with his calf injury. So we have to see, can the Sixers sustain that level of success here in the second half. There's a bit of blood on Gallinari, so they have to stop play just to make sure he's okay. If he's going to stay in the game, they have to stop the bleeding. When play resumes, Joel Embiid will be going to the free throw line for 2. Sixers up by 15. Look at Trae Young on the bench. Although he has numbers, he has his scoring numbers, but overall, the team just hasn't gotten the shooting that they would like. Bogdanovich 7 of 13, Trae Young 6 of 13, John Collins 5 of 8, but Solomon Hill 0 of 2, Clint Capella 2 of 7, Okongwu 1 of 3, Lou Williams only 3 of 4. So they haven't really gotten the consistent shooting that would be necessary for them to win. One of the key players that is usually a barometer for the Hawks' success, Kevin Huerter, in 14 minutes, he had 4 personal fouls, only 3 points tonight. Embiid makes the first free throw, second free throw, no good. So Sixers up 16. We approach 2 minutes to go. Here into the third. Lou Williams with the basketball. Mid-range jumper for Lou, no good. Rebounded by Embiid. Embiid finds Shake Milton. Shake Milton had 5 points in the first half, knocked down a huge three-pointer for the Sixers. They're working around to George Hill. George Hill takes a screen from Joel Embiid. Back to Embiid. Embiid thought about a 3, takes the 3. He misses it. Rebounded by Lou Williams. We're under 2 to play here in the third. Over to Gallinari in the post. On the right block, guarded by Shake Milton. Milton playing tough defense. Gallinari has the size advantage. He passes it to Okongwu. Okongwu has it blocked by Embiid. Great defense by Embiid, despite all of his injuries, despite being banged up. Still aggressive, still being that anchor for the Sixers. Shake Milton over to Korkmaz. Korkmaz for 3, misses it. It rims out. Rebounded by Embiid. 2-hand slam. Embiid. So Embiid tonight playing on an injured meniscus, battling with a tweaked ankle, still getting it done. Again in the post. Embiid with another rebound, fouled. So he'll be going to the free throw line for 2. Sixers up 18, 91 to 73. We approach 1 minute to play here in the third. The Sixers trying to solidify this game 3 victory. So we look at the pass from Gallinari to Okongwu. As Embiid went up, he was in the air longer than Okongwu, and as he was going down, he still had to contest. Got the block. Pardon me. Then the Sixers were able to get out and run. Look at Korkmaz with a wide open three. It rimmed out. Offensive rebound and Embiid able to slam it home. First free throw for Embiid is good. Sixers up by 19. Tobias Harris comes into the game. Sixers looking to close out this third quarter very strong. They went into the half only up 5. Now Embiid 5 of 8 from the floor with 20 points. As we see Danny Green go to the back. He changed his clothes and now he's in a walking boot. So that's bad. That's a bad sign for the Sixers right now. To go down a body. Obviously, the playoffs. You're in the second round. You want to make a play. Want to make a championship run. You need every player that you can get right now. And lose Danny Green in this fashion. You don't know the severity of this calf injury, but if you see him in a walking boot, it means he'll be out for quite a bit of time. Missed basket for the Hawks. 47 seconds to go here in the third. Sixers up by 20. Embiid thought about a fadeaway. Takes the fadeaway. He misses it. And we got a deflection off of George Hill. George Hill tried to go over the top of Herder for that rebound. It went off of George Hill. So Danny Green is down. Also, they're panning to DeAndre Hunter, who had the torn meniscus. Hunter actually dealt with the knee injury throughout the regular season. He was in and out the lineup, but he came back against the Knicks and played a key role in defending the Knicks' best player, Julius Randle, in that series. Made it very, very difficult for him one-on-one. And the defensive coverages for the Hawks overall were anchored by Hunter, and this team really made it difficult for the Knicks as an offense. But Hunter is out for the year with meniscus surgery, so that'll definitely change the trajectory of the Hawks and how they defend. Obviously, they still have their shooters, and they're still going to be led by Trae Young. But when you, like I said, in regards to Danny Green, at this point in playoffs, you don't want to be missing any players because you never know who will step up for you when it matters most. Danilo Gallinari draws a foul with 11 and a half seconds left. So he'll go to the free throw line for 2. He makes the first. Gallinari tonight, 3 of 4 from the floor, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, now with 12 points as he goes 6 for 6. Gallinari makes both free throws, so it's a 18-point game. 93-75, Shake Milton looking to get inside, kicks it out to Tyrese Maxey. Maxey off the glass, gets the finish. 20-point game, 95-75. And that'll about do it at the end of 3. 95-75, the Sixers outscored the Hawks. 34-19 in that third quarter. They ramped it up defensively, made it difficult. Joel Embiid got it going at the free throw line. Ben Simmons was very, very aggressive there in that third quarter. Set the tone for the Sixers offensively on all facets, whether it be scoring, getting assists. He was able to get out defensively, get out and run, and the Sixers just got it snowballing from there. Nevertheless, though, this is a Hawks team that is a supremely skilled shooting team. So they're not out of this game. The Sixers have to keep their foot on the gas. Don't let up because, again, this Hawks team can get hot and they can get hot quick. It's a 20-point game. We still have 12 minutes to go. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. This is a Game of the Day by Isaiah presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Sixers lead the Hawks 95-75. Welcome back as we start this fourth quarter. Hawks get on the board early as Danilo Gallinari gets a basket, cuts the Sixers lead to 18, but Tobias Harris comes right back and gets it back. So it's 97-77. Bogdanovich over to Gallinari. Kevin Herder. Herder now guarded by Tobias Harris on the left wing. Step back 3. Off the front rim, rebounded by Dwight Howard and Shake Milton. Dwight pulls it away from Shake, gets it back to Shake, right wing, extended. Tobias Harris goes to the baseline, kicks it out to Shake Milton. Milton takes a screen from Dwight. 10 on the shot clock. 10:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Milton has to get a shot up. Kicks it to Cork, kicks it to Thibault, Milton probably would have been better suited just going up for that layup. That's a waste of possession. I know Doc Rivers doesn't want to see that. Lou Williams over to John Collins at the rim. Two-hand slam for John Collins, and that could be something that gets this Hawks team going. 10:30 left. It's still a lot of time. The Sixers have to execute and get quality shots, especially when you're up 18. You can't get lazy. You can't get lackadaisical. You got to attack and be consistent. Show a sense of urgency. Dwight Howard takes a three, misses it horribly. George Hill knocks it down at the buzzer. Big three. Dwight had to get that shot up to beat the shot clock. It didn't hit the rim. It went straight to George Hill. Hill was able to knock in that three. So it puts the Sixers up by 21, and that was a saving grace because that initial shot from Dwight was just horrendous. It went off the side of the backboard. It actually hit the rim. So if they would have reviewed that, they would have saw the Sixers would have got more time if they had to reset. It hit the rim, went straight to George Hill. Hill knocked in the three, Sixers up by 21. But Lou Will comes back and draws a foul to get some points on the board for the Hawks. Looking at Lou Williams here tonight, Lou hasn't really been able to be that microwave that the Hawks need. Just 3 of 6 from the floor, 8 points tonight, 2 of 2 at the free throw line. On the season, Lou averaging 11 points per game. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year, actually started his career in Philadelphia, going all the way back to 2015. Dwight Howard at the rim is fouled, couldn't get the M1. He's smiling because he knows he should have dunked that instead of trying to lay that up. He misses it. Sixers up 19. Dwight will go to the free throw line for 2. First free throw for Dwight is good. It's actually all net. So Dwight Howard and Doc Rivers will take that. Sixers up by 20. Again, they're trying to hold off this game, still back home court advantage, get it back to Philadelphia at least 2-2. And if they can still game 4 and go up 3-1, that'll be even better. But if you're Atlanta, you know, now you just have to hold serve and try to win game 4, knowing that you'll at least get game 6 back at home if you do win game 4. Matisse Thybulle got caught in the awkward position. Lou Williams found John Collins flashing down the lane. Thybulle almost got the steal, but on the gather, John Collins drew the foul, got the M1. So now it's a 19-point game with an opportunity to get it to 18. Collins at the free throw line playing much better in this game than he did in game 2 tonight. Collins 17 points. He's coming off of an 8-point performance in game 2 in which he fouled out. So he definitely came back and performed much better. Tobias at the rim. Couldn't finish. Offensive rebound to White, and he's fouled once again. Tobias Harris, though, took a hard fall. He actually hit his head. So he's down. That's something you don't want to see if you're Doc Rivers. He has to call a timeout with 9:16 to go. Tobias Harris is down. The Sixers do not want to see any more players go down. They already are missing Danny Green for an extended period of time going forward now with this a calf injury. And then Tobias hits his head. Tough fall here. He tried to finish. There was contact, and as he goes down, he hits his head on the camera. Hits his head on the camera. He hit his head on the camera, and it looks like he hit a portion of his back also. So we get a timeout. We'll be back with more. This is the Game of the Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back. As Dwight Howard makes both free throws, Tobias Harris stays in the game, so that's a good sign for Philadelphia. They were able to get a stop defensively as John Collins couldn't get A shot up at the rim is deflected. Tobias Harris attacking, still in attack mode despite that tough fall he just took, in which his head hit a cameraman. He's able to get the finish. So Sixers up by 22. Gallinari, guarded by George Hill, took contact, didn't get the call, but he got the shooter's roll as it rolled into the rim. So the Sixers up by 20. In control on the floor for them is Shake Milton, Tobias Harris, Dwight Howard, Matisse Thybulle, and George Hill. Shake Milton able to draw and kick over to Thybulle. Tobias Harris in the post kicks out to Thybulle. Straightaway three, rims out. He previously just made a three from the right corner, so he's definitely feeling confident for the Hawks. Bogdanovich, John Collins, Trae Young, Lou Williams, and Gallinari on the floor. Gallinari takes a three and is fouled again. Matisse Thybulle with these head scratching fouls. As aggressive as he is defensively, you don't want to take that away from him, but he commits some of these horrible fouls that makes you wonder. And obviously the youth is on his side. He's going to learn. He's going to get better. But that aggressiveness that he plays with, defenders use it against him all the time. Three fouls, a three-point foul as Gallinari goes to the free throw line. If you're the Hawks, this is exactly what you want. You go to the free throw line, you get 3 points potentially, and it stops the clock. Second free throw for Gallinari is good, so it's an 18-point game. This third free throw could potentially get it to 17. 7:56 to go with the shooting prowess of this Hawks team. You're not out of the game. The 76ers cannot take their foot off the gas. You have to continuously play with urgency. And again, this is the playoffs. You can't afford to waste games. You get up big like this, you have to finish the game. Doc Rivers understands that. He puts Ben Simmons back into the game. Dwight Howard, Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, Shake Milton, and Seth Curry are on the floor. Third free throw is good. So Ben Simmons had a huge third quarter. He had 11 points in the game, along with Joel Embiid, who had a big fourth quarter, a big third quarter as well. Tobias Harris, step back jumper, goes off the back rim. Ben Simmons tried to tip it out, couldn't get it to a teammate. Bogdanovich is there looking to attack, cut off by Seth Curry, but he drives right to the baseline, looking to set up Capella. Great defense by Dwight Howard. Kick out to Gallinari. Straightaway three off the front rim. Rebounded by Dwight. Sixers get bailed out there. Simmons pushing as we approach 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Harris on the right wing, guarded by John Collins. He's looking to take a screen from Dwight to get the mismatch with Capella. Takes the three over Capella. Makes the three over Capella. Big three by Tobias Harris. Sixers up by 20. And now Joel Embiid comes into the game. If I'm Doc Rivers, I'm not sure I want to put Joel into this game. I know I said what I said about a sense of urgency and finishing the game, but you also have to manage potential injuries and understand circumstances. I wouldn't put Joel Embiid back into this game unless it got to 12. Dwight's been playing solid. He's been rebounding. Trae Young takes a big three as Sixers couldn't fight over that screen. Seth Curry tried to fight, but a good screen there set by Capella, which got Trae his second three of the game. He has 21 points. Embiid looking for Ben Simmons. Simmons in the post against Trae Young. Took contact from Trae. And that foul happened with 8 on the shot clock. Trae saying that Ben was shooting. Ben was not shooting. But again, you got to try to sell it as much as you can. Again, we have to pay attention to if the Hawks are going to go to the hacker Ben strategy, in which the Wizards tried to do that in game 4 and 5. It worked in game 4, didn't quite work in game 5. The Hawks went to it in game 2, and in game 2, and Doc Rivers made the adjustment, took Ben out, and put Shake Milton in. And Shake Milton actually Only had to play for about a minute and a half during the stretch in which they utilized that, but it showed that Ben set up a great shot for Joel Embiid as the shot clock was winding down. A fadeaway three to get the shot off. It rimmed out. That would have been a big shot. Great find for Trae Young to find Joel Embiid, and Joel Embiid went up for the block on the pump fake for Capella. Embiid went down hard, and he's grimacing once again. Again, anytime he goes down, you worry about him. We look at the replay. Capella went straight up. And the thing about it that many people that Doc Rivers is contesting is that when Capella went up, he went into Joel Embiid's knee. So not only did Joel take a hard fall on his tailbone, but he went into Joel's knee. So with 6 minutes to go, it's a 16-point game, 109 to 93. Shake Milton able to attack. Great setup there by Tobias Harris to drive and kick. Shake could have took the three, instead attacked John Collins. Got the contact. He'll go to the free throw line for two. Shake Milton in game two again saved that game for the Sixers. I know they won by 18. I know that Joel Embiid had 40. I know that Tobias Harris had 22. Seth Curry had 21. But the saving grace for that game was Shake Milton. Shake Milton's 4 threes over the third quarter and fourth quarter really opened up the game for the Sixers, took pressure off the Sixers, which allowed the rest of the team to get into it in the fourth and really open up the game. Shake Milton's 14 points opened up the game for the bench. As Shake goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line, there's a slither of life right now. The momentum is shifting to the Hawks' favor. Missed layup for Trae Young. It was essentially an alley-oop, although it's a miss. Capella went straight up, caught it off the backboard, and slammed it home. So it's a 15-point game right now, 5:30 to play. Can the Sixers continue to execute and get shots? They've missed points at the free throw line, and they're starting to get in foul trouble as Seth Curry turns over the basketball. Capella gets the steal. Trae Young going against Ben Simmons. He draws a foul. He'll be going to the free throw line for two. So with these 2 free throws, which essentially are almost a guarantee, you get this down to 13 with 5:13 to play. Now pressure's on Philadelphia. Again, the momentum has been quelched by the Sixers at every push the Hawks have made tonight. This is their last gasp to steal game 3, to sustain that home court advantage that they took from Philadelphia in game 1. If Philadelphia comes to Atlanta and takes game 3, they take back home court advantage. With game 4, an opportunity to go up 3-1. Let's see how this game finishes out. But Atlanta is far from out of this game. Trae Young makes both free throws. It's a 13-point game now, 110 to 97, 5:13 to play. Atlanta's on a 13-4 run over the last 344. Joel Embiid, guarded by Collins. Under 5 to play. Embiid trying to drive on Collins, and he's fouled. Every time Embiid hits the floor, you worry. You get a technical foul against Trae Young, and this could be the shift that helps Philadelphia. You get a technical foul against Trae. Not only do you get the technical foul, but you're potentially going to get free throws for Embiid. All right, so now we got a coach's challenge. 4:57 to go. They're challenging the call in which Embiid was fouled. We look at the replay. Collins is guarding Embiid. There is contact. as Embiid falls. Okay, so if I'm a ref, it's minimal, but there is contact. So if you want to save yourself and trust the call you made, you can uh, you can grant the call unsuccessful, but the contact is minimal. The thing about it though, you already do call the technical foul against Trae Young, so the Sixers will get that point. But this foul for Embiid can prove beneficial for the Sixers as the Hawks are in foul trouble. So we'll be back with more as they review whether this is a foul against John Collins, which would benefit the Sixers. Stay tuned for more. So the technical foul on Trae Young stands. The challenge is unsuccessful. Uh, like I said, Collins does foul. He does make contact with Embiid before Embiid falls. It's minimal, but there is contact. But again, the Sixers are missing they're missing a lot of money at the line right now, and it could come back to haunt them if the Hawks continue to make a run. Another missed free throw as Embiid misses a free throw. So these fans could be impacting the Sixers right now in terms of pressure. We'll see how it looks. But a 13-point game with 4:57 to go, that's nothing for this Atlanta team that shoots so well. Second free throw for Embiid is good. Sixers go 1 of 3 at the free throw line on that possession between two players. It's a 14-point game. Trae Young gets it to Bogdanovich. They could have called the travel there, no call though. Bogdanovich goes to the right wing. He's guarded by Korkmaz. Finds Gallinari straightaway three. He misses it. Big rebound by Ben Simmons. Simmons looking to push. Crosses half court. Guarded by John Collins. At the rim, there's an offensive foul. Tough call there. But a turnover by the Sixers gives the Hawks another chance. Wasted possession for Philly. If you're the Hawks, you got to keep this momentum going. Although you didn't score on the last possession, Philadelphia is a bit disjointed. Trae Young going downhill, going at Embiid. Looks for Capella. Capella is fouled. Good foul by Tobias. Doesn't let Capella to get the shot up. Capella's a bad free throw shooter. Shoots in the mid 50s at the free throw line. First free throw for Capella, no good. Capella tonight struggling from the floor. Capella usually utilized at the rim as a alley oop threat. He definitely is a big rebounder. He has 16 rebounds. He has 16 rebounds, and he leads the league in rebounding. But 3 of 8 from the floor tonight. He goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Has 8 points. 13 on the shot clock. 4:13 to play. Korkmaz, 8 on the shot clock. Straightaway three, knocks it down, and that's a big three for Philadelphia, pushing the lead to 16. The Sixers needed that in the worst way as Atlanta's starting to make their run. Trae Young probing, looking for a teammate, kicks it to Gallinari, gets it back to Trae. Trae over to Collins. Collins thought about a fadeaway, takes the fadeaway, makes the fadeaway. Tough defense there by Collins and Korkmaz. By Korkmaz and Harris. But again, Collins able to make that tough shot. 19 points tonight, 9 of 13 from the floor, 5 rebounds. Sixers up 14, 3:30 to go here in the fourth. Korkmaz just knocked down a huge three. He goes to Embiid. Embiid going against Capella. And Embiid is fouled by Collins coming to get that strip from the weak side. We look at the replay. Embiid trying to set up the dribble handoff. No one's there. And you see Collins come in and hit him across the hand. Embiid sold it just a bit. And again, when you have that challenge that you just lost, it was unsuccessful. Now you don't have one. It's going to be tough down the stretch. Embiid misses another free throw. This is another free throw. The Sixers have missed a lot of free throws here in this fourth quarter. It might not come back to haunt them now, but you can see Embiid laboring just a bit. He took some hard falls tonight. He's dealing with the slight meniscus tear in his right leg. Second free throw is good. So 115 to 100, 3:27 to go. Trae Young lets the ball roll just a bit before he picks it up. He might be chasing a three, you never know. We got a foul. And we got a foul against Thibault. So he just comes into the game and he fouls out. Tough call there. Doc Rivers will challenge with 3:23 to go. Matisse Thybulle just called. He called for a sixth foul. He fouls out. He's fighting over the screen with John Collins. He makes contact with Collins, not out of the ordinary on a regular fight through a screen as a defender. But what happens is because of their collision, they both fall. It looks like Collins hits Matisse Thybulle in the back of the head when they're going down. So Matisse Thybulle thought the foul was against Collins. They called the foul against Thybulle. Again, he fouled out. But what Doc is going to challenge is that Matisse didn't initiate the contact and that the follow through on the elbow that hit Thibault in the back of the head should be a foul. We'll see. They're reviewing it now, so we'll be back with more. This is a Game of the Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Stay tuned for more. Right, so 3:23 to go here in the fourth. Sixers up by 15. Hawks trying to make a run. Matisse Thybulle just fouled out. The challenge by Doc Rivers unsuccessful. They deemed Thybulle's contact illegal first before the Collins contact to the back of Thybulle's head. They say that Collins contact came as a result of Thybulle's initial contact through the screen. It's a 13-point game. Collins makes both free throws. We approach 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Tobias Harris with the basketball. Trying to get a layup. He does get the layup. Great action to get a dribble handoff with Embiid at the free throw line. Tobias Harris went downhill off the curl, able to get the finish. He has 21 tonight, 10 of 16 from the floor. Gallinari attacking Joel Embiid. Great strip by Joel Embiid to force the steal. Tobias Harris with the basketball. Under 3 minutes to play. Looking for Embiid inside. Great find from Tobias. Finished by Embiid. Sixers go up 17, 2:47 to play. Head coach Nate McMillan and Atlanta have to call a timeout. That should do it. I hope that does it if you're a Sixer fan. But again, if you're the Hawks, you took home court advantage in game one. Now your job is to finish game four. If you win game four and go to Philly 2-2, you still got a chance. You stole one in Philly before. You think you can do it again in game five. If you're Philadelphia, you took home court advantage for game three. Now your job is to come back in game four and make a statement. Win game four, solidify this series, and go back home looking to make a statement and prove you're the better team. A lot of people challenge Philadelphia's home court supremacy after losing to Atlanta. They fought all year to be the number one seed in the East. They clinched it very early. Well, not early, but they sustained the lead for a long period of time. They clinched the number one seed in the East. If any team wants to get to the finals, they have to go through Philadelphia, right? Well, Atlanta comes in, they take the first game. They were up by as many as 26 in game one. Philadelphia furiously came back, got it to within two before two free throws, got it to a two-possession game. The Hawks ended up winning. Philadelphia needed a big Shake Milton outing in game two to solidify game two. Now they come in Atlanta, play this well, they're able to get great bench contributions. Joel Embiid, despite not scoring a lot in the first half, came up huge here in the second half. They've been able to not really clamp Trae Young down, but he hasn't been as impactful as he was in that game one. Well, really not even the entire game one, but really that first half of game one. Great defense by Joel Embiid as he denies an alley-oop setup for John Collins. Ben Simmons attacking, trying to get to that free throw line, takes the contact. He'll go to the free throw line for two. 2:23 to play. We look at Joel Embiid's defensive impact right here. As he denies the alley-oop for John Collins, the Sixers able to get out and run. Prior to that denial on the alley-oop, he was able to get a strip off of Danilo Gallinari, which was able to allow the Sixers to get out and run, find an easy basket, and now with 2:23 to play, Ben Simmons makes this first free throw. Sixers up 18. They did defeat the Hawks by 18 in game 2. If they can mirror that and score for game 3, that would be a big-time victory. Simmons goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. They're up 17. Trae Young, guarded by Harris, tries to get inside, finds Collins. Collins gets the layup. So we're going to be under 2 minutes to go here in the fourth after this possession. Joel Embiid looking for a dribble handoff for Tobias. Dribble handoff for Korkmaz. Korkmaz at the rim. Great find for Ben Simmons. Simmons gets the finish. Ben Simmons playing great here in the second half, now with 18 points. Trae Young gets to the rim, gets a floater. At this point, his numbers will be cosmetic. Trae Young with 25 points tonight, 122 to 106. Again, he hasn't been as impactful despite the numbers. Embiid at the rim. Great setup there by Tobias Harris. Again, the same action. You get the dribble handoff with Embiid to Tobias Harris. He goes downhill. Joel rolls to the rim, gets an alley-oop. Trae Young for 3, long 3, 30-footer. Again, right now, the score is as cosmetic as it can be. Sixers will go into game 4 with an opportunity to take a 3-1 lead. Embiid, free throw line extended, misses the jumper. We approach a minute to go. Sixers up 15. Gallinari for 3. Shoots an air ball. Collins saves it. Ben Simmons is there. He gets it to Korkmaz. Korkmaz at the rim. Off the glass. Can't finish. Offensive rebound. Tobias Harris, but he's fouled. Great save there by Ben Simmons as Collins tried to save it into a teammate. Ben Simmons was there to play the fly ball. Got the pass off to Korkmaz, and Korkmaz really created that action. He missed the initial layup, but Tobias Harris was there. Harris misses another free throw. Again, although the Sixers will win this game, this fourth quarter, they missed a lot of points. They left a lot of points on the board with free throws. Nevertheless, Embiid will go to the bench, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, an exceptional game for Embiid. He started the game very, very quiet. The Hawks were able to attack him on the double team. He got the ball out of his hands. He wasn't able to really get going. Only had 8 points in the first half. In the second half, came up huge. That third quarter was big. He, along with Ben Simmons, really solidified the game. And they were able to really run away with this game. Second free throw for Harris is good. Sixers up by 16. 50 seconds to go. Both teams empty out their lineup. Tony Snell with the basketball. Over to Kevin Huerter. Huerter for 3. Misses it. And the Hawks able to get another basket. .22 seconds to go. Tyrese Maxey on the floor. Isaiah Joe on the floor for the Sixers. Korkmaz, Shake Milton, and Tobias Harris is still on the floor for the Sixers with 11 seconds to go. So it's 127 to 111. 5 seconds to go. Tony Snell will dribble it out. You see Doc Rivers and Nate McMillan dap it up. to end the game. Sixers take a 2-1 lead here in the series. They take home court back. Now, with game 4 on the horizon, the Sixers have an opportunity to go up 3-1. Understanding the circumstances, the Hawks know they have to win game 4 to stay alive. You don't want to go down 3-1 with game 5 in Philadelphia. Obviously, 3-1 isn't as insurmountable as it used to be over the last couple of years. We've seen teams come back from 3-1. Most recently, last year, the Denver Nuggets came back from 3-1 twice in the same playoff run. They came back from 3-1 against the Utah Jazz, and they came back from 3-1 against the Los Angeles Clippers. Most famously, the Cleveland Cavaliers came back from 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors in 2016 on the heels of the Golden State Warriors defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder after being down 3-1. So 3-1 in recent history isn't as insurmountable, but you still don't want to put yourself in that position, especially being a young team going against the Sixers who have home court advantage. Nevertheless, though, we'll see what Game 4 has in store. For the stats for Game 3, just to give you the final breakdown, the Sixers shot 58%, the Hawks shot 47%. 10 of 21 from the three-point line, where the Philadelphia 76ers at 48%. The Hawks 6 of 23, 26%. The free throw line was an issue for the Sixers, especially late. They went 25 of 39 at the free throw line, shooting 64%. The Hawks 27 of 32, but one of the areas where the Sixers dominated was points in the paint, 66 to 58. And also, when we look at the turnovers, Sixers forced 12 turnovers, points off of those turnovers. The Sixers were able to get the Hawks had 11 turnovers. Sixers were able to get 12 points off of those turnovers. Also, there was a 9-point advantage in fast break points. The Sixers were able to get 15 fast break points compared to the Hawks' 6 fast break points. The largest lead for the Sixers was 22. The Hawks had a small lead early with 4. Nevertheless, the Sixers again will walk away with a 16-point victory, 127 to 111. We look at the box score, the final box score. Tobias Harris, 22 points. Joel Embiid, 7 of 14 from the floor, 12 of 16 from the free throw line again. 27 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Ben Simmons, a huge second half. 18 points, 4 of 8 from the free throw line, but 7 of 11 from the floor. 7 assists, 4 rebounds. He got a steal, and again, his effort in attack mode there in that third quarter really set the tone. Seth Curry had 12. A big hit to the Sixers lineup, though. Danny Green left the game with a calf injury. He didn't return to game action, and when he did return to the camera, we saw him change his clothes to street clothes, and he had a walking boot on. So we'll get the severity of this injury going forward, but I'm sure it would affect Doc Rivers' depth for this team. The bench for the Sixers came up huge, though. Furkan Korkmaz had 14 points. Dwight Howard had 12 points. Matisse Thybulle had 7. Tyrese Maxey had 4. George Hill had 3. And Isaiah Joe was able to get into the game as well and get 2 points. So when we look at the bench scoring, 26 between two players, 26, 11 is 37, 6, 43. The Sixers got 48 points off of the bench. 48 points off the bench is a great contribution considering how big the bench scoring was in the first game and in the first half of the second game for the Hawks. Game 4, we'll get that date to you as well. This is Friday. We'll go to the Sixers schedule. See when Game 4 will be right now. Sixers. So, for this particular series, Game 4 will be 3 days from now. Game 4 will be June 14th on Monday at 7:30. So the Sixers take a 2-1 lead with an opportunity to go up 3-1 on Monday. Again, that game will be at 7:30. So tune into that. Again, 76ers have defeated the Atlanta Hawks 127 to 111. I'm Isaiah Rose. This is a Game of Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching.